Hey guys, I'm Michael Cheek with Mike'sGuitarLessons.com, and this is the 5th video for the Sultans of Swing that you're watching by Dire Straits. This is the final solo video, and I'm actually going to have to break it into 2 parts, so I'll have to make another one to finish it off. But this solo starts at 4 minutes and 58 seconds into the song and goes all the way to the end. Now the section we're going to learn is this right here. Okay, that's the section we're going to learn in this video. Now, let me just teach you this in phrases. So we're going to take it section by section, and the first one that you're going to learn is this one right here. Okay, so that is going to be this. All right, pretty easy. What you're going to do is start off on the 12th fret of the G string. Put your 3rd finger there, and you're going to play that note and bend it up. And at the top of that bend, you're going to vibrato it. Remember, a vibrato is where you shake the string. Okay? After you've done that, you're going to stop the note. So, and then I just use my right hand to touch the string so that I mute the note and it stops. And then I'll let the string back down. So, okay? Then what you're going to do is play the 12th fret again on the G string, but don't bend it this time. You just play it. Then you're going to play 10th fret on the G string, then 12th fret on the G string again, then back to 10 on the G string, then 12th fret on the D string. And this is a long note, so you're going to vibrato it. Hold it long and vibrato it. Okay, so that whole phrase is okay, so that's the first section. The next section is going to look like this. Okay, a lot of hammers and pull-offs in there. I'll explain a hammer and pull-off here in just a second in case you haven't done them before. Now, the beginning of that you saw was another 12th fret on the G string. This time we're going to play the note, bend it up, and then immediately right back down and vibrato that note once we've brought it back down from the bend. So, like that. Now, after that, here's where the hammers and pull-offs come in. Our first one, I'll explain hammers and pull-offs just by showing you how to do this first one. You're going to put your 1st finger on the 9th fret of the G string. That note right there. Now, when you pluck it, you're going to play 3 notes, but you're only going to pluck with your right hand once. And you're going to pluck that note. As soon as you do, you're going to hammer on the 12th fret of the G string. And you're going to do it fast enough and hard enough to where that next note comes out without you plucking it. Okay? Right after you do that, you're going to pick that finger back up, and that's called a pull-off. So you've got the hammer and then the pull-off. So essentially you have 3 notes. 1, 2, 3. Really quickly played notes. So that's your first one. 9 to 12, back to 9 on the G string. Okay? The next one's going to be 7 to 9, back to 7 on the G string, so play that. Okay, the next one's going to be 5 to 7, back to 5 on the G string. Okay, we've got 2 left. The next one, you don't change frets, you're just going to go up to the D string and use 5 to 7 again. So 5 to 7, back to 5 on the D string. Then move up one more time to the A string, 5 to 7, back to 5. Okay, so a lot of hammers and pull-offs right there. Okay, so that whole section is going to sound like this. That's about full speed right there. And it's hard, those last couple of hammers and pull-offs are kind of hard to hear in the song, but they're definitely there. In case you can't hear them, they're there. So you just try to get through them as fast as you can and you should be fine as far as timing goes. Now the next section is going to sound like this. Something like that, yeah. If you see it closer, you can see I've got 1 pull-off in there, but other than that, nothing tricky, just single notes that we have to play. Oops. Okay, so what that phrase is going to be played by doing is you're going to take your first finger and put it on the 8th fret of the B string, and you're going to play that note, but you're going to play it nice and short. You're going to stop it right after you play it by touching the string with your right hand. You see? Okay. Now after you do that, leave your first finger on the 8th fret of the B string, because we're going to pull off to it. But that's not going to be your first note. We're actually going to play the 10th fret on the on the B string with your 3rd finger, and then pull off to the 8th fret on the B string. So, okay, so it's going to go. Now after you play that, you're going to play 10th fret on the G string. Then you're going to go back to 8th fret on the B string, and go back to the 10th fret on the G string, and then your last note of the phrase is 7th fret on the G string. Okay, so it's basically that simple. You just play that one time through, and we're ready for the next phrase. Okay, this next one's a little tricky because it goes by so fast and it takes on a different sound than you would think by looking at how you're actually going to play it. It's pretty simple, but it sounds hard. Here's what they're doing. Well, actually, this is the section I'm talking about right here. Let me go ahead and just play it for you. Okay, now what that is basically a few notes that you repeat 6 times in a row, or a phrase, a few notes that make up a phrase, and you repeat the phrase 6 times. So here is the phrase that you're going to repeat. And by phrase, if you don't know, I'm just talking about a series of notes. It could be 2, 6, 7 notes, whatever. But it's a series of notes that I define as a phrase. So the first note in that phrase is 9th fret on the G string. You're going to put your middle finger on that note, okay? Make sure you use your middle finger. Now take your first finger and bar across the E and the B string. That means you hold both of them down with one finger in the 8th fret, okay? So I've got 9th on the G, and then 8th fret on the B and the E, okay? Now your first note here is the G string 9th fret. So play that note. Now you're going to play the E string and the B string together as a chord. But when you do, you're going to take your 3rd finger and hammer onto the 10th fret of the B string, and then pull off back to the 8th fret that you already have pressed down. So it's going to sound like this. Okay? We're not hammering both strings, just the B string. The E string just sounds like that, but the B string sounds like this. Okay? And together they sound like this. Okay? So the phrase goes like this: 9th fret on the G, and then your chord. Okay? You're going to play that 6 times in a row. So So just play it 6 times in a row. I accidentally added one note there at the end. So this is what it'll sound like full speed. Okay? Now, the next phrase is going to sound like this. Yeah, that's right. Okay? Alright. Now, I'll show you kind of where we are in the song by letting the actual song play. Okay, there we are, right there. That's about full speed. So let's get on with that phrase, okay? Put your 3rd finger in the 12th fret of the G string. You're going to pluck that note and then kind of stop the note at the top and then play with your first finger across the B string and the E string. Play the 10th fret of the B string and then play the 10th fret of the E string. Okay? Now if you attempt to do those, it'll probably go ahead and mute that G string note that you played first. So you probably won't have to try too hard to mute that string. But it should sound like this. Okay? So 12th fret on the G, and then 10 on the B, 10 on the E. Alright? Now after that, Then you're going to take your pinky or your third finger, whichever you want, and play the 13th fret on the B string, and then you're going to pull off to the 10th fret of the B string. Okay? Alright? Then you're going to go to the G string and play 12th fret and pull off to 10th on the G string. And you're going to do it 2 times in a row. And then play 12th fret on the D string. So, okay. Now, we're getting close to the end here, and the next section is just going to sound like this. Alright? I know it's a short section, but it's kind of, that's the phrase that they play, so I kind of just divided it up right there. So all you're doing here is playing 10th fret on the D string, and then you're going to hammer to 12th fret on the D string. Okay? Now what I like to do is just let my first finger flatten across the 10th fret of the G and the B string, and I play 10th fret on the G, then I play 10th fret on the B, and then with my third finger, I play 12th fret on the D string again. Oh, sorry. 12th fret on the G string, not D string. So, now, after that, we've got just kind of a weird little part. It sounds kind of weird, slowed down, but fast it kind of works. And it just sounds like this. That's really what it is. Okay, and he's basically just playing a couple of muted notes before he plays the actual notes that you can really hear better, which are, okay? Now what we're going to do here is play 9th fret on the G string, and we're going to palm mute these G string notes, okay? So 9th fret, or just don't play them very loud, really, that's what I should say. And play 9th fret on the G string, and then hammer to the 10th fret on the G string. So, like that. And then you're going to play, I just like flatten out my middle finger so I can play it onto the, roll back my middle finger onto the B string because I play 10th fret on the B string next. Like that. Okay? Then I repeat the first 2 notes again. I play 9th to 10th on the G string, but then I play 11th fret on the B string. Okay, so. Alright? Now the very last phrase of this video that we're going to learn is this. Okay? Now, what you're going to do is play 12th fret on the B string and bend that note up. Now, it's tricky right here. You can do one of 2 things to play your next note. You can lay your finger back to play the 12th fret on the E string, or use your pinky and just tuck it in behind your third finger. But you're going to play 12th on the B string, bend it up, then play 12th fret on the E string, then repluck this 12th fret on the G string that you've got bent up and bring it back down, and then play 10th fret on the E string. Okay? Now, one more time, everything that we've learned, and I'll kind of turn my volume down so you can hear the song, but I'll play with it a little bit. This is full speed. Okay, now the end of the solo I will finish in the next video. As soon as I get that one done, I'll put it up. But until then, good luck with this song. I know the solo can be kind of tough, so just stick with it at a slow speed. And then once you get that muscle memory down, then practice the song while speeding it up.